What's up guys, and welcome to the first episode of a brand new series I'm starting. As you can see, we're playing some TEW 2013. We're going to be playing as Jim Crockett Promotions. It's 1987. We're going to be playing as the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. This is being recorded not too far removed from just after Dusty passed away, so I'm going to be doing this as a bit of a WCW tribute. So I was reading World Championship Wrestling as a bit of a Dusty Rhodes tribute. So we're going to be honouring one of the best bookers of all time, in my opinion. Came up with a lot of cool stuff, pushed a lot of people I like, and he liked Barry Windham. So all in all, Dusty Rhodes was one of the coolest guys. Also, all his own merits. So we're going to start. I'll explain stuff as we're going along. One thing you might have noticed already is I'm just going to run the results for each show. Not going to go through the booking of the whole show. Mostly because debuting a lot of folk, as you can see by this blonde-haired Canadian chap. So I don't want you to, sit through and watch me tediously plan all stuff out. I'll keep doing that for Global Force. So I like doing that. It's more involved, but for this series, it's more of a side thing I want to do. So anyway, so our opener for World Championship Wrestling, in a bout that had solid in-ring action but non-existent crowd heat, Rick Rude defeats Owen Hart in 7:03 by pinfall with a flying knee drop, and that gave us a 47 rating. Owen Hart debuted. He's going to be an underdog gimmick, and he's got a 95 rating for that, so that's quite good. Owen Hart, basically, I'm going to use as an enhancement talent to begin with until I can build him up. Sort of like a 1-2-3 kid, maybe, is what I'm thinking of. For those of you who can remember the 1-2-3 kid, probably none of you. Anyway, so then, I say that, I don't think I was born when the 1-2-3 kid was a thing. In fact, no, I was one. Anyway, so Dusty Rhodes comes out and he's cutting a promo on Tully Blanchard. So, Dusty, in this point in time, is in a feud with the Four Horsemen, Kale Surprise, I know, and he's teaming up with his former enemy, the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff, who came to his aid when Arn and Tully were beating him down. So now Dusty, he's out for revenge with his new friend, Nikita Koloff. Because of 77 ratings, that was quite good. Here we go. So in another debut, we've got Bad Company, who were in... Oh god, I can't remember what they were in. I didn't know that happened. If you mouse over someone on the screen, little box comes up with their name. That's cool. A Bad Company. I can't remember where I brought them in from. I think it's the AWA. Could be the UWF. Not sure. But anyway, they're probably most known to most people as the Orient Express, when it was the guy in the masks. It was Kato and was he just called Tanaka? He might have been. I can't remember now. But yeah, these guys were the Orient Express. They were a really good tag team, and I need more tag teams for the Crockett Memorial Cup. Let me tell you, 24 tag teams is a lot. We don't have that many. So yeah, these guys are going to be coming in to compete in that. So in about they had solid in-ring action, but non-existent crowd heat. Bad Company defeat the Mulkey Brothers, who are basically tag team jobbers, in 6:56 when Pat Tanaka defeated Bill Mulkey by pinfall with a leapfrog body guillotine. Got pretty decent gimmick ratings, they're heels, and they're good tag. So that's all good. Got also 48 as well. Now we've got Arn Anderson and Tony Schiavone. Arn Anderson is interviewed backstage by Tony Schiavone. He hypes an upcoming single match with Ole Anderson. So this is advancing one of our earlier storylines where Ole Anderson is feuding with his former brethren in the Four Horsemen. Literally, well, sort of literally in the case of Arn. So yeah. He's been kicked out, Ole, and replaced by Lex Luger, and he's out for revenge against his former cohorts and partners in crime. So yeah, that's what we're doing there. 53, bit disappointing for an Arn Anderson promo. I blame Tony Schiavone and his weird mustache he used to have. which I forgot about. In a match that had some good action and average heat, the Midnight Express defeated Jimmy Valiant and Lasertron. What a team. In 9:41, when Bobby Eaton defeated Jimmy Valiant by pinfall with a rocket launcher. Bobby Eaton doesn't work well with Jim Cornette. That seems off compared to real life, but anyway. This is the Midnight Express, the 3rd edition of that, I think. But the Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey version was one of the most successful tag teams of all time. So, pretty cool team. This is just the start of Stan Lane being Bobby Eaton's partner. So, the fact they have excellent chemistry helps quite a lot. But that's probably by whoever modded this mod to make it accurate. I still can't get over Bobby Eaton not working well with Jim Crockett. Jim Cornette even. Jim Cornette, Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane come out for an interview. Well, this is just after their match. And they're challenging Ron Garvin and Barry Windham to a tag team match for the NWA United States tag team titles. Because, to be honest, I don't want Ron Garvin and Barry Windham to be my United States tag team champions. And, you know, the Midnight Express. I think they actually did win the titles off Garvin and Windham in real life, so that's kind of weird. I've inadvertently followed that. We made it unscripted because Jim Cornette complained, and he did well, but both of the Midnights struggled, so that's a bit of a shame. But still, quite a good ring, 70. We've got another new debut, lots of new debuts, with Dutch Mantell, Dirty Dutch himself, probably most well known to people now as Zeb Coulter, the manager of Jack Swagger. But he's coming out, he's cutting out a promo to hype himself up, just saying he's here in JCP now, he's gonna kick ass and chew bubblegum, and he's all out of bubblegum. That's the wrong guy, but let's stick with that. His gimmick got an 86, that's quite good. He's coming in as a heel, because he is Dirty Dutch for a reason. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Dutch Mantell defeated Ricky Morton in 1608 by pinfall with a pile driver. Nice, that's an old school finisher. And that got us a 64. Announcing quality was good. Any improvements? Ricky Morton's improved. So yeah, basically a good solid first win for Dutch to begin his ascent. And by ascent I mean he's already a main eventer, so he's staying at the top. We'll go over. Then we've got an angle where Ric Flair, he's coming out and he's cutting a promo on Jimmy Jam Garvin. Flair would be better without Dylan. I'm quite surprised by that. But yeah, Flair's going to come out and he's cutting a promo on Jimmy Jam, as I said. And this is when Flair was feuding with the Garvins. Mostly due to the fact that he was talking about how much he basically wanted to steal Jimmy Garvin's wife, who is precious, and offer her a ride on Space Mountain, as it were. So he's a bit of a dodgy one, Ric Flair. You know, he's a bit of a cad, and the Garvins aren't happy with it, so they want to beat him up. And Ric Flair's like, "I'm gonna steal your wife, Jimmy." So yeah, pretty standard rivalry, as it were. The match had some good action and average heat. Nikita Koloff defeated Ivan Koloff in a Koloff match in 15:55 by pinfall with a Russian sickle. Got a 62. Ivan Koloff and Paul Jones are an awkward pairing, so I might need to split him away from Paul Jones's army. And Nikita Koloff was visibly tiring towards the end. So this is just to build up Nikita a bit, give him a win. Ivan Koloff, you know, he's towards the end of his career at this point. For those of you who didn't watch at the time, I need to explain a lot of this, I realised, because a lot of folk, even younger than me, will be watching this. Ivan Koloff, heel, Russian, hates America. Nikita Koloff is his nephew, in storyline, but he comes in, he's all evil, he's the Russian nightmare. He feuds with Magnum TA. Magnum TA gets injured. He's all like, "I respected Magnum TA. He was a nice guy. He becomes a good guy. He's still proud to be Russian, but he's not wanting to destroy the United States. So he's not a villain anymore." So yeah, that's that like 3-year-long storyline summed up in about 2 minutes. Not bad. Ivan Koloff doesn't want to be matched by Paul Jones. I don't necessarily blame him. In the ring, Lex Luger and Tully Blanchard, they run in, they're going to start beating down Nikita Koloff, when all of a sudden out comes the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, and he runs down to the ring and fights them off, saving his new friend Nikita. So Dusty's going to come in, he'll hit the bionic elbow on Tully, he'll hit the bionic elbow on Lex, he'll hit the bionic elbow on James J. Dillon. Dark Journey will run off before she can get hit by the bionic elbow. So yeah, good, very strong closing segments. That's what we want. Lex Luger performed poorly, because of course he did. But Dusty performed really well, so that's good. I should congratulate myself after the show. But yeah, so this is just to build up to the inevitable tag team match that these four are going to have. There we go, it's a 66 rating and our popularity is up in 9 regions. The segment of the night was the main finish segment in Dusty's promo. So Dusty's over, you know? Like, it's not particularly a case of Dusty putting himself at the top because he's the person in charge. Dusty's at the top because Dusty's over. I mean, look at that. Imagine if Dusty had been cutting a promo on Flair. I mean, that would have gone an insane rating. So anyway, this will be the end of this episode, and we'll come back next week with, well, not next week for you guys, I mean next week in game, with episode number 2 of World Championship Wrestling. And we'll see who else might debut. Ooh, some teasers. Lots of folk are going to end up debuting. I'll probably end up forgetting what I plan to do with them all. But anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.